Welcome back, squad members. This is still H03 right here on S3. Now, this week at the Hectic Hangout, we are speaking about the 5 senses that we have as human beings. But today, we are specifically focusing on our hearing ability, squad members. That is our ears. Now, as we all know, music is one of the most pleasant sounds for our ears, squad members, which is why I've got this beautiful vinyl right next to me. But as we all know, squad members, many people in South Africa aren't able to hear. They actually have a hearing disability, which is why today I will be speaking to Lesego Signs, who is actually a sign language interpreter and has interpreted at one of the most respected and, of course, prestigious events, like one where our President Cyril Ramaposa was speaking. Please help me welcome Lesego Signs! Hi, Lesego! I am fantastic. Can you give us a very big H03? Whoop, whoop! Yes, Lesego.
What a vibe.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, I heard that you actually, often are a sign language interpreter at very respected, events like ones where our president is actually speaking at. Is that true?
Absolutely. They actually are fondly called our family gatherings or family meetings.
Yes.
And speaking of the president, do you know that he actually has a name in sign language?
Wow. Can you teach it to us?
So
I want to know.
Absolutely.
Yes.
His name is, so you take your two fingers, put it over your nose.
Okay.
And then an R for Ramaphosa.
Oh,
Ramaphosa.
wow.
So
Squad members, let's see that. Let's do it all together. So that is this sign right over here, and then this to represent the R. Is that correct, Lesego?
Perfect.
Awesome. Now, of course, we did say that you are a sign language interpreter, right? First things first, I want to know from you, what is sign language and why is it so important?
Sign language is a language that is used by deaf people. As we speak, we use our mouths, we use our voices, and we listen with our ears. What's important for them is their eyes. So their eyes become their ears. And an interesting thing about sign language is everything is signed above waist. So now you might be wondering, what happens if you want to talk about your legs?
Yeah.
Well, your hands take on that fall, right? So if you take your two fingers up like that, those are your legs. So I'm dangling my legs. That's my knee, These are my feet. These are now my toes.
And your feet are moving. Lovely. So interesting to see how actually everything works. And thank you so much for telling us about that. A little bit later on, you will, of course, be teaching myself and the squad members something else that's really cool. But we'll leave that for a little bit later. I want to know from you, what inspired you to actually connect people who are able to hear with people who aren't able to hear?
Yeah. Well, besides the fact, number one, and I just love languages, number two. I often think about, as a hearing person, and I want you and our squad also to think about when you wake up in the morning, right? Often you're woken up by the sound of your phone, and then you start listening to music on your phone, and then while you're being driven to school, you're listening to the news. So you're getting information all the time through your ears, right? Deaf people rely on sight to get that. And unfortunately, we don't always provide enough information through sight and sight alone. So I wanted to make that difference. I wanted to be able to speak in a language that they would understand. Because access to communication, access to information is a basic right. It is in our constitution.
Yeah, that is so true. Access to information is something that we all should actually have. Now, I want to know from you, how do we actually say H03 in sign language? Squad members, I hope you're watching because we're going to learn it together. So, Lesego, take it away.
Okay, I got you. So this is H.
Okay, that's H. Got it.
This is O.
That's O. All right.
And that's 3.
That is the number 3. Now, before we do it all together, Lesego, for our squad members who don't actually know which hand to use, is it right hand, the left hand? Is it important which one we actually use?
Listen, your
Okay.
dominant hand, your stronger hand. So my strong hand is my right hand. You'll
Okay,
probably
me
be
too.
seeing it looking like my left, but this is actually my right.
Okay.
You do it with this hand. If your strong hand is your left hand, you do it with your left. I can even do it
Okay.
with two if you're ambidextrous. There you go.
Okay.
So tell me, what's yours dominant hand?
My dominant hand is my right hand. So I would be using my
Okay,
right
so-
hand.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So squad members, I hope you are doing it with us. We're about to sign language H03. So that is H03. I love it. Woo, woo. Now, of course, Lesego, for those squad members who may be watching right now and are interested in learning sign language and maybe in the future being sign language interpreters, how do they go about doing that? How do they learn the language?
I love that question because currently there is not enough sign language interpreters. We need more interpreters, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to learn sign language, I learned it at university.
Okay.
Yeah? There are very few universities in South Africa that teach you sign language. However, don't worry if you don't have access to a university.
Yeah.
Google an organization, a deaf organization in
Okay.
your community, in your city, in your province. Reach out to them.
Yeah.
Let them know you're interested in learning sign language.
Yeah.
Let them know you'd like to be an interpreter one day, and they can, teach you or guide you to where you can go. You can access this for free. Some organizations do give lessons even online for free.
Wow. Wow.
I must say, do be careful if you want to learn it from the internet.
Okay.
Because you might end up learning American Sign Language instead of South African Sign
Oh.
Language, right? So always just rather find an organization, reach out to them.
Yeah.
But the best option, find a deaf friend. If
Yeah.
there's someone deaf in your community, go to them, take a pen and paper with you, take your cell phone with
Yeah.
you, type out or write to them, say, hey, I'd like to be your friend.
Nice.
Please teach me sign language. And you can communicate with them every day.
Yeah.
And you have a new friend. We love making friends.
We
don't
love making friends, and as they say, practice is key to literally anything, including sign language. But Lesego, thank you so much for, trying to close that gap between, people who are able to hear and people who aren't able to hear. Thank you so, so much. One last thing, please teach us how to say goodbye in sign language.
It's actually one of my favorite signs. 'cause
Okay.
It's so cute,
Yeah.
right? So it looks like this.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Right? So this little finger,
Yes.
your pinky finger,
Yeah.
means I. That's the letter I in
Nice.
sign language.
Okay.
This is the letter L.
Oh,
for
wow.
love.
Wow.
And then this is the letter Y.
for
for
you.
you.
Okay.
So if you put them all together, it's I love you.
Okay.
So every time you say goodbye in sign language,
You're saying, I love
Mama."
you. Oh, that is so, so beautiful. Lesego, we love you too. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
Whoop, whoop. That was, of course, Lesego, a sign language interpreter. And as she said, squad members, there's so many people out there who could actually use being a sign language interpreter and make a difference in their community. So if you want to learn it, go out there, make a friend, find a community to help you out, and you will be going all the way to the top. Right now, squad members, we're going to listen to you and, of course, see what you are saying right now.
Get it!